Hi guys. So this is going to be a feedback video for the literature review. Um, and I want to start off by saying that if you don't like your grade for the literature review, then don't worry, that's fine. You have the next 2 weeks to take take your literature review and make corrections based on the feedback I gave you. I'm also going to extend that offer to any of the other major assignments that we've had this year. So if you don't like your grade on the opinion article or the PowerPoint presentation or whatever, I made notes on all of those to show like things to correct or whatever. So if you want to make up your grade on that and make it higher, then go ahead and do so. I won't grade it if you have higher than a 95 after you take the final exam, though. I'm only going to do it if it's actually going to raise your GPA grades. Okay, so let's look over some of the issues that we had with the paper. And I have here the sample document that we all used. This is the sample literature review from chapter 4 of our main textbook. And I'm going to use this as examples for like what I'm actually looking for in the cases of people that didn't quite understand. Maybe most of you guys did really well on this. I think 6 of these I didn't really have very much to say other than formatting things and stuff like that. A couple of people, the mistake that they made was, I guess, that they probably tried to write this really quickly. One person had too many quotes, just giant quotes taking up most of their paragraphs towards the end, and that's generally meaning that they got to the end of the paper and didn't have enough time. Another person had sources at the beginning of their paper, but none towards the rest of the paper, and that probably means that they read all of this but didn't remember where they got their information from and also didn't have much time. And in both of those cases, if you want to make those up, what you need to do is just go back and add in more information about what your sources say and talk about your sources more. So you have a couple of weeks to get that fixed. If we look down here into the body of this, you can kind of see what I mean by that. This is one of their sections here. They talk a lot about the main idea that they're going to cover in this part, and then they talk about different studies that came up regarding this one and connected their summaries all together for each of these summaries, for each of these studies and papers, and also connected a lot of their conclusions together. That's what I'm looking for here. Most of what you're doing in this paper is just summarizing sources and talking about what they say and what conclusions they came to. That brings me to my other point, which is a couple of people ended up writing what looked like regular body paragraphs for a regular essay, like an informative paper. And you know, a little bit of that is fine if you're just giving like one informative paragraph followed by a lot of stuff from your sources. But mostly what I'm looking for is just talking about what your sources say. You don't have to make your argument so much. You don't have to explain stuff to me so much. Mostly what you're doing is you're reading your sources and summarizing and explaining what they say and showing how those all connect together. The analysis part of that is figuring out what your main ideas are going to be that all of those sources connect to, and analyzing which ones seem the most credible and most useful, which ones are saying things that you think would be the most helpful, which ones have proven that they have ways of dealing with, you know, postpartum depression or criminal justice for kids issues. Which ones seem like they would be the most useful techniques that they explore and stuff like that. But yeah, mostly like 60% of this is just reading your sources and knowing what they say and telling us what they say. Just making it a shorter, easier version that shows what a lot of different papers are talking about on this subject. That's what a literature review is. That's what it means to review the literature. So if you had parts of your paper or your whole paper that wasn't doing that, then I probably gave you paragraphs and gave you notes that said to fix that part of your paragraphs. And what you can do is just go back and add a short paragraph talking about the source you're going to use in that section, or going into more detail about it. It shouldn't be very difficult to fix those parts as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to attach Dr. Sanborn's notes as well. And yeah, so if you want to, you have until the end of next week to make corrections to this or any of the other assignments and turn them in the same place where you turned them in before. They all have unlimited attempts, and if that doesn't work, just send them to me as an email. Alright, good luck everyone. See you all in the discussions.